5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm live again. Hello. It's time for the Brenda Chronicles, or things that I want to talk about just because I love to talk. You know, a long time ago, the Lord called me to preach. Couldn't have called me for a better thing because I love to talk. First called me to teach the gospel, then called me to preach the gospel. Now God's called me to make folk laugh and tell them about Him at the same time. Because it's the gospel truth. We sure need to laugh, and we got plenty to laugh about. One thing we can laugh about is some of that stuff on TV. Good gracious, TV sure has changed. I'm going to tell you, when I was coming up, we used to have two housewives. And I watched them faithfully every day as a child, even watch them as an adult. My mother used to love the show. My mother loved to watch the Flintstones. And she'd eat her frosted flakes and sit there and watch the Flintstones and just laugh, laugh, laugh. And I did the same as a child. And I tell you what, they had two people on there. First two people I probably saw exposure I saw as a child to housewives was Betty Rubble and Wilma Flintstone. Wilma was married to Fred, who was truly one of the most obnoxious men you ever wanted to meet in your life. Fred wasn't about nobody but Fred. And Betty was married to Barney. And Barney was Fred's friend. And he was a timid little man, but he was a good friend because no matter what Fred did, Barney remained his friend. And those women, they stood by their men. They cleaned, they swept the cave. They took their elephant and they took the elephant's nose and they vacuumed the cave and they washed the dishes with their elephant's hose coming down, and they made those pterodactyl eggs and they made those bronto burgers or whatever they were, and they did very, very good stuff. And once in a while, when they could get Fred and Barney not to go bowling, they would take them out to dinner. And I remember the episode when they first got charge cars and they were running all over town charging everything. But they for the most part, they were good wives. They had the babies. Well, of course, Betty and Barney couldn't have one, and she was crying. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere comes Bam Bam. Somebody left the baby on the doorstep. You see, they had their dreams and their hopes and their desires built around them men in them caves. Even to the point when they would go out to the restaurant to eat. Not restaurant, it was a carry-out. And every time they go to that drive-in, carry-out or drive-in, they sat there and eat it. Fred would order that big slab of ribs and he'd put it on the side. And woman put it on the side and that car tip over every time. And woman be sitting right there with him because she loved her man. Well, they got some folks now that they call housewives. And how they clarify themselves as housewives of anything, I don't know. His wife said they ain't housewives. One of the first things you got to have to be a housewife is a husband. Ain't got to be no rocket science to think of that. Folks say common sense will tell you that. Well, things ain't common, but it's a fact. If you're a housewife, you must have a husband. Okay? That's a very strong prerequisite of being a housewife. You need a husband. Well, the particular show I'm talking about, which I just flip through once in a while and watch, and God knows I ain't got no business watching it, they ain't even got husbands. One girl, the big redhead girl that scare everybody. I mean, she's scared about it. I ain't scared of her though. I see on the TV, I know my daughter can whip her. Her and my niece and my cousin, Lovey and them. But not ever treat me mean like that. But she had an old man. I think she married an old man because she was really looking for a daddy. And I wish she could just find her daddy and about half of her problems would be solved. Everybody say they're daddy, but can't nobody tell her who her daddy is. The child is just messed up. She ain't got no husband. I think she still got a house. But she ain't even got no husband. So how's she going to be a housewife? Subject number 2. On her way to getting married. Didn't get married. Poor man met with an untimely death. So she ain't got no, I think she got a house, but she ain't no wife because she ain't got no husband. We said you got to have a husband in order to be a housewife. Subject number 3. She don't even know whether she like men or women. One time, She was going with a woman or something, they said. Lord have mercy. I had stopped watching it by then. But like I said, if I'm flipping through and I see, sometimes I'll stop and watch. I'm not proud of it. But God knows at least I'm not a regular. At that at least statement, we need to stop prefacing things with that at least, because at least sin is sin. Now I'm going to tell y'all. Now she got a baby by a man that ain't the other baby dad, and we don't know whether he Big Papa or whatever, but she ain't got no husband. So how she gonna be a housewife? Subject number 3. Been on the show I don't know how long, but just now got to be a housewife. Just got married. And she seemed to spend a lot of time with people that she used to go with, trying to get businesses with them, talking about the baby she had with them, all that kind of stuff. Whole little thing. You just feel so sorry for her because you're a housewife, but you look like you done married the wrong thing. The last subject, I think it's the last subject, is the woman that got the husband, and the husband was in prison, and y'all know what they say go on in prison. She a housewife, but she's also a vulture. She don't never stay to the house. He stays to the house, and he do the stuff that the housewife's supposed to do. So you tell me, how they call themselves housewives of anywhere? They got another show called Housewife. There's a whole lot of them shows called Housewife. Now I'm gonna tell you, I don't watch nothing but the one with the girls from ATL when I do flip through. I don't flip through the other one too. Housewives of Beverly Hills. I don't know enough about them to say whether they married or not, but I do know one thing. They got a whole lot of money on that one. The other one, they just ought to call themselves Mean Girl, the Mean Black Girl Club, to let one white girl in and wish we had a whole lot of money, but we ain't got no money, but we trying to get some money. Show. That's what that ought to be called. Once again, the Mean Black Girl Club, to just let one white girl in because she's a white girl, and it ought to be one white on everything, but we ain't got no whole lot of money, but we want to have a whole lot of money. Ain't none of them got no whole lot of money. They go on a trip, they go down to Miami. Them other girls go, they get a jet, they get on that jet and they wear the shoes with the red bottoms and all that kind of stuff. Them girls is money. But I'm telling y'all what, they sure ain't no housewives. We ought to stop letting these shows define what we call a housewife. I seen another show too, Love and Hip Hop. I saw that one time. I don't even, you know what, if I'm flipping through, I ain't even watching that. The girl had on a shirt that say Jesus Say, and another girl was, they had fussed or something. Like I said, I ain't seen that one but one time. Maybe two. I seen when some mamas was mad at somebody or something. But the girl had the Jesus Say shirt on, black shirt, white writing. And the other girl said so-and-so fussed at her or something. They went out in the garden. The girl had the Jesus Say shirt on and cussed that girl out till she didn't want to hear a thing she had to say. I said, my God, Jesus went to the garden and he sure didn't talk like that. So, here's what I got to say about that. It's funny, but it ain't funny. Housewives have changed. They sure have changed. And if you really, really, really want to see some dirt, it's going to help you. Because this dirt got an answer to it. Well, of course that dirt got an answer to it too. But they sure ain't going to hear me while I'm sitting up watching them, because I'm getting day junk in me. And so if I talk to them about anything, it'll be about their junk. It won't be about the stuff. Here's the thing. If you really want to see some dirt, but there's a remedy to that dirt, pick up that Bible and read about that one sister that stole the other sister's husband before he could even be their husband. The daddy had promised one daughter, but then gave the other daughter. The man woke up and was with the other sister. Or the brother who stole the birthright from his brother, and the mom and them tricked the daddy. How about that? Or the boys that threw their brother over in the pit and went back and told their daddy that lie. Then he had to come back to the brother. Or the king that looked out and say, Isn't, whoa, that girl sure look fine. Call her here right now. I want her, she mine. And then had the husband killed. You really want to, or the boy that was going around having a Christian killed, and then the Lord struck him down on the road. You really want to see some dirt? Read what God tells us. Because not only he going to show you the bad side, he got the answer for it too. And you know who that answer is. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Don't let this world take us and shake us and shape us and mold us. Read what Romans 12 say. I beseech you with the thousand mercies. I beseech you, brethren, stop being conformed. Funny, but it ain't funny. But be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Now, all y'all ain't going to want to hear that. All y'all ain't going to think it's funny. But that's all right. It's a message somewhere for somebody. I see y'all again in a couple of days. Like I said, I got to start writing this stuff. Start writing this stuff. If you like, press like. If you really like it, put it on your page. Share it. Tell you I need shares. I need shares. I need for this thing to take off. I love y'all. Thank y'all who did share. Nurse, you know who you are. Cousin, you know who you are. You girls are set. When this thing take off, I promise you, you girls are set because you did what I asked you to do. You're trying to help me go somewhere with this. Love you. And I'm out. Good, bad, or ugly. That's all I got for today. Things sure have changed. And I'm out. Let's do that countdown again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye.